Hello online family, are you ready for another segment of Catch Up Wednesdays? Yes, well it's your girl Naomi and I am here to give you a short snippet of the sermon preached on Sunday by Pastor Chris Ifalaja. It was titled God at Work Part 3, Trials of Faith. Now while I have you here, make sure you click like, share and subscribe to our channel below. If you missed the sermon, you can always go back on our YouTube page and you can watch the full sermon there, or alternatively, you can go and watch it on our Facebook page. Let's get right into it. As Christians, our walk of faith may consist of trials and tests at some point and may result in pain and suffering now, but then becomes a beneficial experience. The father of faith, Abraham, also went through a testing period when God had asked him to give up something that was so precious to him, to God, which was his son Isaac. Even in the midst of that test, he knew that if his son was to die, God would raise him back to life again. Luckily for Abraham, he passed the test. In this sense, pain, suffering may be a nuisance at the time of trial, but it's not pointless. It's rather useful. Now, Pastor Chris took us to the book of Job, where we see how Job was tried and tested. Despite having a testimony with God as an upright man, he still faced great adversity. His faith in God was tried and tested. Job's wife and his friends speculated on the reason as to why Job was suffering so much. Job's friends concluded that Job must have sinned. At one point, Job even accused God of being unfair, but he never denied God. Job, who was oblivious to the reasons behind his trials, kept trusting God, and Job, who lost almost everything, was then restored of everything and much more after he came through. Now, a lesson we can take from Job is that despite the challenges we may face, we need to learn how to remain faithful until the end. We need to ensure that we trust God until the end. When we look at Job 13:15, which says, "Though he slay me, yet I will trust in him, but I will maintain mine own ways before him." We must know that our help comes from God and God alone. When we look at Psalms 121, 1-2, it says, "I look up to the mountains. Does my help come from there? My help comes from the Lord, who made heaven and earth." Now to conclude, Pastor Chris then shared with us 5 purposes for the trial of our faith. The first is the testing of our faith is to prove how genuine it is. Faith is not tangible that you can see. Faith is trust and resolute belief in God, and it's like God is saying to us that if you trust me and if you believe in me, I want you to prove it. Number 2 is the testing of our faith produces virtues in us and builds up character. Number 3, the testing of our faith purifies our faith. Like itself, wants to complicate and contaminate our faith by making a believer to begin and depend on other things, resulting in the believer no longer living by faith. Number 4, the trial of our faith serves as a providential purpose. God often uses the testing and trial of our faith as an intervention in the lives of other people. And number 5, finally, God tries our faith for its testimonial value. A man who refused to bow to the political pressure of his day, when a decree went out banning prayer to God, experienced persecution when he decided to disobey that man-made law and pray to God. He was then arrested and was locked in a den of hungry lions overnight. Scary, right? His name was Daniel. You can read all about it in the book of Daniel 6. His faith was indeed tested. He didn't buckle under the pressure of political system. He trusted God, and God came through for him in the end. I pray you are encouraged, as the trial of our faith provides a service to us. It helps in the maturation of our faith and deepens our relationship with God. I hope to see you next week on another segment of Catch Up Wednesdays. I hope you like this Catch Up Wednesday. God bless you and have a great week.